Hi everyone, and welcome to episode number 133 of the Karen Knits podcast. My name is Karen, and I'm coming to you from South Central Pennsylvania, where I live, where I work, where I knit, and I get into all kinds of other crafting shenanigans. I'm so happy to have you here with me today. It is Saturday, October 29th. Yep, 2022. And we have a gorgeous autumn day here again. Bright blue skies. It's in the mid to upper 50s Fahrenheit today. Gorgeous day out. Gorgeous, gorgeous day out. I love this time of year. So, it's been a busy week with work and this and that and the other thing. If you've been following my Vlogtober episodes, you've seen what I've been up to this past week, work-wise and things. So, I've got a fair bit of knitting done, but not as much as I had hoped to have done by this week. That's a running theme, isn't it? Anyway, I have a couple finished objects, so to speak, to show you. With the yarn that my friend from church gave me, there was a bunch of cotton yarn, and she had started, there's actually one finished dishcloth in the collection, or in the whole collection of yarn, and there were two that were almost done. So I'll show you the one that she had finished, and then I will show you the two that she had started and I finished off. So this one, this is so cool. I love this pattern. It switches from garter, no, it switches from stockinette to garter and alternates. And it comes out looking really cool. And it's a neat yarn too. I like the color of the yarn. There's a little bit of it left, so I don't think it's enough to make a second dishcloth. But what I think I might do with these is I might mix and match and just do like a scrappy dishcloth with whatever I have left. So just knit with one until knit or crochet. Ambulance. There he goes. So what I think I might do is just make a scrappy dishcloth, or more than one probably, and just knit or crochet with one yarn until I run out, and then switch over and continue with another one, and just keep doing that until I'm out of the yarn. So I'll keep you posted with those as I do things with them, but for now I probably won't work on too many of them too much in the near future, but who knows, we shall see. The other one that was started and I finished was one of these, they're called Grandmother's Favorite dishcloth, and she had it done up to probably about this point. So she had it was almost done. And you can see there's a difference in our tension. Mine comes out, it's a little looser than hers is. There was already a set of knitting needles, it was still on the needles. So I just continued with the size of needles she was using and found the pattern online and just continued it. So I just finished up the last, I think it was down to about 20 stitches left on the needle, give or take. And so I finished it up. So that one is ready to go in the kitchen and get used. And then the final one is a cute little crochet one. And with each of the yellow on this one, I also tucked in the tails. This one was virtually done. All that was left to do was finish literally the last stitch and close it off and tuck in the tail. So that one is also ready to go. It's just a basic single crochet. And a single crochet looks like it's done through the back loop every side. Yeah, that's what it looks like through the back loop. So it has this nice ridge design. So it looks like this will be fantastic for either a washcloth, because it's got some roughness to it that'll be fantastic for either like a washcloth in the shower, or I think I might take it in the shower with me tomorrow. It's a little bit wonky shaped. I don't care. Dishcloth, washcloth, perfection is, I don't care. So that'll be another one that I will tuck aside and start using in the very near future, tomorrow. So those are my finished objects. They weren't projects I started myself. They're ones that I just finished off. So they are completely done. And now I just have to do up some more dishcloths with the rest of the cotton yarn that she gifted me. So, and the rest of the week I've only worked on one work in progress. Again, only one. I was awfully tempted to cake up the 50-gram skein of yarn and the 20-gram mini that I picked up at the Frederick Fiber Festival last week. Was that just last week? That was just last week. Goodness, it feels like it was much longer ago than that. I was awfully tempted to cake up that yarn and start. I am planning on doing 2 at a time toe up with alternate, using the minis, the mini skein as the toes, definitely for the toes and the cuff, maybe for the toes, heel, and cuff. I haven't decided if I'm going to do the heel also. We'll see. But I'm awful tempted to cake that up and start working on that. But in the meantime, the rest of this week I have spent still working on clue number 2 on the Westknits MKAL for 2022. Clue number 4 came out, the clue number 4 and the final clue came out on Thursday. And I'm still plugging along on clue number 2. Hopefully at this rate, hopefully I'll have it done by the end of November. We shall see. But I do think I want to work on something else and alternate back and forth between the shawl and probably the toe-up socks. I think I do want something that's just a plain stockingette, just knit around and around and around in circles. So my mystery shawl, in the second clue there are 4 parts that you do. Part 1 of clue 2 I'm finished. Part 2 I'm pretty much halfway finished with part 2, and then I still have 3 and 4 left to do on clue number 2. So hopefully those will be done for next week. At this rate, it's taking me 3 weeks to finish 1 clue. But I still have not looked at any spoilers for clue number 3 or clue number 4. So at this point, I still do not know what the final shawl is going to look like. And I'm good with that. I'm hoping that I won't ruin the surprise, but it's getting harder and harder not to, because the finished shawl, there are people who are actually finished. I honestly don't know how on earth that's physically possible. But there are people that are finished their shawls already. So I am hoping not to have the surprise spoiled for a while. But as I mentioned, it's getting more and more challenging to not see what the finished project is going to look like. So I'm going to show you what I have done so far. And so I'm tangled up. How am I tangled up here? I've grabbed two projects. There we go. So I am using a Holst Super Soft, and clue number 2, the first part of clue number 2, you used your main color and your accent color. And this is Larkspur, and Opal is the lighter color. The second, or the last two parts, part 3 and 4 of clue number 2, use the contrast color, which in my case is flannel gray. So I'm going to give you a notice. I'll put a spoiler alert on here so that if you are even farther behind than I am and you don't want to see what partway through clue 2 looks like, you'll have a spoiler alert so you'll know when to come back. So I'm going to show you what I have completed so far, and I'll let you know when it's safe to come back. So I'm going to show what I've done now. So in 3, 2, 1, stop watching if you don't want to be spoiled. So here is, this is the first clue, and this is, oops, I'm just getting the tails on the wrong side, and this part here is the first part. I think this is the left-hand side or the right-hand side. This is one of the sides on clue 2. So it continues on from clue 1 in this manner. They have you put it on either waste yarn or an extra cable. And I'll do the same when I'm finished the second part. The second part I am about halfway through. So you can see on this side there are 4 of the light blue, like the accent color, and 5 wedges. On the second half I have done, I'm probably over halfway through the third wedge, and I have 2 out of the 4 accent color stripes done. So if you've been watching or if you've been looking away, it's safe to look back again now. Like I've said, I've got the first part of clue 2 complete. The second part of clue 2 is about halfway done. I'm hoping I can get another good chunk of that done the rest of this afternoon and evening, but we shall see. And then I still have the third and fourth portion to do. So I've still got a ways to go to finish clue number 2, and then it's still going to be a little while before I manage to get all the way through 3 and 4. So it is going to take me quite a bit longer to completely finish the shawl, but that's okay because I'm having fun working on it. I am enjoying the process of working on this, and I am getting very curious to see what the finished project is going to look like, and whether it's a shape and a style that I'm going to like, or if it's going to be a shawl that I'll be kind of meh. Right now I don't know which way I'm going to feel when it's done, so we shall have to wait and see on that one. So this, it looks like, is going to be a bit of a shorter episode. It seems there's less to talk about when I natter at you every day of the week during Vlogtober. And I have been very much enjoying doing Vlogtober. part of doing Vlogtober also shows me just how boring my life is at times. But such is life. So anyway, I think that's about it for this episode. Come back next week, see if I finally finished clue number 2, and come back to see if I've actually started on the toe-up socks with my 50 gram and 20 gram mini, and see if I've started those. I think I might be starting those soon. We shall see. Anyway, I'm gonna let you go now, and I will see you guys again in a week. Bye now.